Hello everyone, it's Sheila back a little bit more today. I have been doing a little bit baking, or I'm going to do a little bit baking. I got some strawberries off my friend's son when I was up there on Tuesday. And you know strawberries don't last very long if you don't use them, so I'm going to make an apple and strawberry crumble and I'm going to show you how I make it. Hello everyone, it's Sheila back with just a little video. I have some strawberries and I have a couple of apples that were left over. The skin was starting to wrinkle a little bit, so I'm going to make an apple and strawberry crumble. I have a couple of small dishes here because I only need one for myself, but I think there's a bit much for one here. So, and I've chopped up the apple into small pieces, and I'm going to put a little bit of sugar. It is an eating apple, but I still do like a little bit of sugar in it. Just a level spoonful, dessert spoon, that's all. Just, I'm going to stew it, and I want 1 tablespoon of water. That's 1 tablespoon of water I'm putting into that. Mix the sugar a bit. I'm going to stew that for a few minutes because I like my apple to be a little bit soft before it goes into the crumble. So I'm going to put that on to stew it. And I'm going to leave that apple stewing for a couple of minutes in the pan when I chop up the strawberries. And I've just washed these strawberries where I've rolled them around in some kitchen towel to take some of the water off, because you do get a lot of juice out of these and it comes up onto the crumble actually. So I'm going to half them and quarter them. And these are the strawberries that my friend's son gave me on Tuesday when I was up her house. Got hair on there. One of my hairs get on there. My hair gets in everything. I'll put some in the other one while I'm doing that. Go and check that apple. Hey my, these scam phone calls. They'll not catch me out though. Apparently I need some sort of medical alarm device. I told him, well, I do not need one. Why would I need one of those? Only to protect us from people like them making those sort of phone calls. Sorry, why would I need one of those? Put a little bit more in because they do disintegrate a bit when they're cooked. Yeah, I think that should do. A little few left. I can have those to eat later on. That should do. There, that's right. I don't want it mush. So we'll put some on both dishes. that's the apple. There you go, I want to chew little bits on there. Right, put them to one side now. Careful to make the crumble. It's a bit small for that. I need my scales. I'll get them work. They don't always work right. Oh, now they're on. I work in pounds and ounces, so where's the change the mode? I think I need some new scales. It's very hard to get this to change from grams to pounds. That's it. Took a bit of doing. There's a little button on the bottom you have to press, and you have to press it a certain way. I have I don't want to put the stuff in. Right, I want. Oh, better get a bigger one. That's might not be big enough for the flower. It's a bit bigger. Right, now I want 5 ounces. I work in ounces, I don't work in grams. Pounds and ounces. Turn that back to 0. I definitely need a new scale. This, oh, it's back on, that's it. So I want 5 ounces of flour, self-raising flour. That's 1.3. 4.4. Right, that's 5 ounces of flour. That wire keeps getting in the way. I've had to put the wire on my phone because the battery's running down and it's keep getting in the way. It's up a little bit, that's it. Right, that's 5 ounces of flour. Give that a the dust that comes off it. And a pinch of salt. And there, now I want 3 ounces of sugar. But I'm not putting that in yet, I'm just weighing it out. Put that back to note. The little button's not coming out when I'm pressing it. I definitely need a new scale. Oh, that's too much. Oh, that's exactly 3. That's 3 ounces of sugar. I set my oven at 180. And now I want margarine. I don't need that for the margarine. And it's just ordinary spread I'm using, it's not full fat margarine. I can't get the lid off this, it's just a new one. No, I've had it open before, so don't know what was stopping it. Now I want 3 ounces of margarine. That lid on there. Set the scales again, it's gone off. And 3. 2.4. 0.9. That's 3. Put that in. Put that on the butter. Put the butter back in the fridge. And that will shift the scale now, I don't need that anymore. Now I'm chopping the butter up into small pieces before I start working it in. Right, that should do. Now I'll start working this. You have to work it until it's like a fine breadcrumbs. And this is my own recipe for crumble. I have got them in recipe books, but they have different amounts of flour and different amounts of margarine. I like my own, I like it to taste buttery. Give it a shake to bring all the lumpy bits to the top. And get the stuff that's stuck on my fingers. Good job I washed my hands before I started this. So I've been in the garden. There should be enough here for both of those bowls, because I usually do this amount of crumble for a very large one. Well, I used to do it for my husband and 3 kids when they were all home. I think that's about the best I'm going to get it. The sugar will break up any other lumps it's still stuck all over my fingers. It's stuck under my rings. I used to take my rings off when I did these things like this, but I can't get them off my fingers now, so I've got no other choice but to leave them on. So I think that'll be it for the crumble. I'll wash my hands. Right, we'll sieve the sugar now. Make sure there's no lumps in it. That's it. The sugar up there out the way, you know. Give the mix up. That'll do now. We put it over the crumble now. The crumble over the apple and the strawberry, I should say. Make it even. Put a spoonful over each. Spread it out a little bit. Just enough. Just a little bit around the edges. We'll get the juice coming up, it always does with strawberries, but I have to keep as much at the edge as possible. Now we get a tray now to put them on. And I'll put them in my oven for 25 minutes. With a tree like that, that's just, I think that it's a little bumpy on the top. I don't want to smooth it down because you like lumpy bits on the top. Better. And I've dropped the top tray down just one little bit, so it's a little bit further down. It's not in the very centre, but that should take 25 minutes. It is now just after 20 past 4, so that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, almost 10 to 5 it'll be ready. So that's 25 minutes until they are golden brown. Well, that's my apple and strawberry crumbles. And as you can see, I always have that problem with strawberries. The juice out the strawberries always comes up over the top of the crumble. But did take a little bit longer than I thought. It's a while since I've made a crumble, and I think they took about 35 minutes. But I had it only on 180. I think I used to do it on 200, and I forgot that, so I turned it up to 200 when it was about the last 10 minutes. Otherwise it would have taken a little bit longer. So it would have taken a little bit less if it had been on 200. and I will be having some after my tea, but I'm just going to break into a little bit here. It's still red hot. Yes, as you can see, there's a lot of juice in there that comes off the strawberries. That's the only problem with strawberries when you do this. I'll have a little taste to see how sweet it is. When I blow it cold first. That's lovely. Slight little bit tang with it, but that's the way I like it. I'll let the other one, I'll let them both cool down. When it's cold enough, I'll probably put one into the freezer to keep for later. Put that one there. I'm going to have some, I might just put some evaporated milk on it. I don't have to have custard, but sometimes I put custard and sometimes I put evaporated milk on it. Is nice when it's still hot and it warms up the evaporated milk, but if it's cold, sometimes I warm the evaporated milk up. So that was just a little bit extra today, so give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll show you something else sometime when I do it.